A few years ago, there was this senior of mine during my undergrad. Let's call him Rohan. So, Rohan wasn't the best looking guy in the room and he wasn't the loudest. But whenever he entered a room or in a competition or in a college festival, something shifted. People used to remember his name and the way he used to talk. Even the professors remembered his name. And there was something in him, the X factor that you couldn't quite put your finger on. He wasn't trying to get the attention, but he commanded it effortlessly. So these are the things that made me realize that charisma isn't about being good looking or isn't about being presenting yourself in a way. It is about the energy that you bring into the room. The energy that turns the head and everyone looks at you. An energy that makes people feel seen, heard, and drawn towards you. The best part, this energy, this magnetic quality isn't something that you are born with, but it is a skill that you can actually build over time. So today in this video, we're going to talk about things that can actually make you from being a normal person or an average person to a magnetic person or someone who can actually attract a lot of people towards them. These are simple, psychologically backed, proven tricks that can actually help you to change your personality completely. And the tip number 4 is my personal favorite, so wait till then. So when I started putting myself out there, whether it was a group discussion or networking with people or doing the presentations, I felt like that I'm faking a personality and this is not someone who can be me. So I used to fake my personality that I'm a very confident person. Even for this YouTube channel, I try my best to be confident, but behind the scenes are always there, guys. So these are the things that I did. But I believe fake it till you make it, which means just keep faking it until you actually become a confident person. This is something that actually helped me a lot. And till this day, I still stick to this code because I always fake it till I make it. I always felt that these things that I'm doing is something that I would not do. And I felt that it's very cringy. So let it be cringy because it is not. Over the time, I realized that being cringy isn't something bad. Why do we feel cringe about something? Because maybe we never did that, because maybe we are doing it for the first time and we feel like this is not us, this is not our personality, right? But it is not cringe. You are just trying to be confident and you're trying to be socially attractive, and that is completely normal. You are feeling it cringe because you know this is not you. But if someone is seeing from the other side and they don't know your personality and you're being cringy as in you're being confident, you're faking your confidence, so that shows that you're confident. They won't think that you're being cringy. It's only you. It's all about being present and emotionally aware. So let's talk about all these tips and tricks that I had. So let's jump into it. So the first habit is compliment the mind and not just the surface. So we all know complimenting someone is an easy way to connect with people, right? But we often stick to the surface, which means we often just compliment about their looks or the way they're looking. For example, oh, I love your dress, I love your new hair, I love your jewelry, I love your outfit, or I love your glasses. We often say all these things, but the magnetic people, they go one level deeper. They talk about the efforts that you put, the way you think, the amount of hard work that you put. These are the things that they talk about. Think about it. Being in a competitive environment like in an office or in a college, everyone is smart, right? But getting recognized for how you think hits different, right? So there's this scene in Three Idiots where Professor Viru, despite being the antagonist, was actually not impressed by Rancho's answers, but he was impressed by his unique approach towards engineering, right? That's what made Rancho magnetic. So try these simple swaps, okay? So instead of saying that you're smart, just say that I'm really impressed by your answers. You always make me think. The questions that you put is something that I have to think about. Or instead of saying that it was a good presentation, you can say it was a very complex topic to understand, but you made it very easy to understand. That is something that you can do. These are the very small changes that make your personality very magnetic. So the second most important habit is be the energy giver, not the energy taker. So you must have seen a lot of times that there are people in the groups or in your office or in your workspace that they always brag about something that is not good in their life. They always complain and they're always negative. They always talk about the professors, how they give them this long presentation and they're not able to complete. They always talk about the timelines and they are always complaining. And on the other side, there's this person who enters the room and everybody lights up because he's very positive. His energy is positive. And as soon as he opens his mouth, he says, so I know it was a difficult task that we've been given, but we have to work on it. So what is the plan, guys? What is the first step? So there are two different personalities and we have to come under the second personality trait. So think about Kabir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan in Chak De India. His team was divided and the morale was very low. He didn't only coach them for hockey, but he coaches them for their energy. He actually brings a quiet, intense positivity that actually unites them. Being an energy giver is a conscious choice. So, in a conversation, instead of complaining, focus on being curious and on learning. When someone shares a good news, be genuinely excited for them and don't just fake it. Just be happy for them. And when you have a problem, don't just cry about it, just find a solution for it and work towards it. People are naturally drawn towards such personalities who make them feel lighter, calmer, and makes them help to reduce their stress. So be that person. So the third habit is master the art of follow-up questions, which means whenever you're speaking to someone, instead of just answering the question, be prepared with a follow-up question. This is where the most conversations falls flat, which means if someone asks you, "Hey, how was your day?" Don't just say it was good. Don't do that. Instead of that, just say, "Hey, it was good, I did that," or "You did something in your day," and then ask about them, "How was your day?" So magnetic people don't just answer a question, they answer and then they wait for the follow-up question. They ask the follow-up question and then they get the answer. This actually opens up the conversation, and this way you can have more deeper conversation with the person. So here's the difference. In an average conversation, you ask, "Hey, what did you do this weekend?" And the person replies, "I went for trekking." And you say, "Oh, cool." But on the other hand, you ask the same question and you reply, "Oh wow, where did you go? I've been wanting to go to the trekking from so long. Can you help me or can you suggest me something that we can go together?" See the difference? So this shows that you have a huge respect towards the person because you're listening to them, you're genuinely interested in their conversations, you're being engaged. And this actually shows that you're happy to be with them. This is the least sign that you can do for being respectful towards them. This way, you make them feel expert towards that particular topic, you make them feel a good storyteller, and you make them feel valued. So, this is how that you can actually become a good magnetic person. So, the fourth habit is share scars and not the open wounds. So, this is my personal favorite because this is something that I often do. So in this, what you have to do is that you have to be relatable to people because people love when someone being relatable. For example, when you're watching a reel and you can relate to that reel, you immediately give it a like and you share it. Why? Because you found it very relatable. You found that it is something that you can relate to, right? So being vulnerable is attractive. But if you're emotionally dumping on someone, that is something not one would take. So let's just take it in this way. For example, if we talk about the wounds, wound is something that you're still healing with and you haven't healed with it right now in this current situation or in this current time. So if you are dumping this on someone you just met, that can actually make them feel uncomfortable because they're not ready for it and they're not that open with you to take that conversation from you. For example, you're saying that, "Oh my god, I'm so stressed, my exams are coming, I'm going to fail at everything, my life is such a mess." Do you think that they're gonna react to this immediately because they don't know how to react in such situations and they are getting uncomfortable with all these things that you're telling them because it is too much information and they don't know you that well to react to this? But on the other hand, scar is something that you have healed and you have come far away from all those things. For example, what you can say is, "I still remember I had a lot of pressure on me last year because of my exams and I thought I'll never go through with all of this. But now here I am and I'm growing and I'm doing my best." And this actually showed me that how I can take a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on me and I can still handle that situation. This shows that you're resilient and that you're ready to grow. So this makes the other person think about you, that you are in a good situation or you're in a good place or you're in a good mindset, that you can talk about all these things and you're ready to grow. They feel like they can get connected to you and they can talk to you about things. So the second one, the scar, it's a vulnerable thing, but it is very empowering. For example, if we talk about Dear Zindagi, there Alia Bhatt was actually sharing all her scars and she was not just complaining what happened to her. She was sharing all these scars so that she can actually work on her present, right? So this is something that shows that being vulnerable can be an empowering thing. Sharing your scars says that I've been through all of these things, I overcame, and now I'm growing. So this shows that you're not a burden and they can actually be relatable to you because this is something that is very inspiring to them. Last but not the least, own your cringe, which means in this world where everyone is trying to be the polished version of themselves, they're trying to adapt different personalities and they're copying other people. Just try to own what you have. Just be the quirky, be as quirky as you can. Talk about your old music that you like. Talk about the Excel shortcuts if you're good at that. Talk about the arts that you do. Whatever that makes you happy, just talk about that and be yourself. Everyone has their own personality, right? And you cannot copy someone's personality to make it yours. So just be yourself, just be the way you are, just talk the way you laugh, just don't change it, and just make your unique personality. That is something that actually defines you, and that is something that actually divides you from rest of the world, right? That is something that you have in you, that is something unique that you have. So why to just copy others and make a fake personality? Faking is good until you are trying to improve yourself. For example, if you want to get good at communication and you're trying to copy someone, that the way they talk, and you want to copy that because you want to become like that, that is a different thing. But if you're trying to copy a personality, that the way they sit, the way they talk, the way they laugh, that is not something that you should do. You should just stick to yourself and just be authentic. People like when everyone is authentic, right? Authenticity is a magnetic thing, right? So when you're being yourself, you're allowing the others to be themselves as well. So this makes them feel very comfortable to you, and this makes you very approachable because they can come to you and they can talk to you. So don't hide the things that make you different. They aren't the bugs in your personality, they are something that makes you you. So there you have it. These are the 5 habits that can actually help you to go from an average person to a magnetic person. So let's have a quick recap, guys. So the first is compliment the mind and not just the surface. Second, be an energy giver and not an energy taker. Third is master the follow-up questions. Fourth is share your scars and not your wounds. And last but not the least, own your cringe. So if there is one thing that you would like to take from this video, let it be this, that the most important people or the most authentic people or the most attractive or magnetic people, they aren't trying to be liked by everyone. They are just being themselves, they are being authentic, they are being relatable. They make others feel seen, valued, heard and whatnot. They make other feels comfortable around them, and that is what something that makes them attractive. So start with just one of these habits for a week and you'll see there's a huge shift in you. You'll see that not only others see you in a different way, but you will see that you are even feeling different. Let me know in the comments which of these habits resonated with you the most, and drop it down in the comments what you want to see next. Until then, please support my channel, please give it a like and please share it. If you found this very valuable, please share it with someone. And yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye bye.